Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Neverdot, and you are on the Weekly Comic. The Weekly Comic this week is delving into the forest, the deepness of the forest. And it is, let's remember that it is December, and we're getting close to Christmas, and this comic has nothing to do with that. I don't know why, but let's say the turtles live in they haven't got their winter yet. It's coming along. I'm assuming it's not completely synced with Earth, being that they don't live on Earth. So the turtles here, I don't know. I wanted to do sort of something imaginative again. Always putting yourself into imagination land and realizing the imagination as reality is always a fun thing to do in comics, because you can kind of break all the rules, play around a little bit, and then at the end reveal, hey, sorry, that was just in this guy's head. But still, you got to draw it. Your readers got to imagine it for a little while, and it was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna actually get a chance to draw an animal, which I don't often do in the comics, because not a lot of animal life we see. Like for this comic is a bit odd because it's got vegetables and octopi and everything, so you think, oh, those are animals. But I'm not often drawing like a bear. And if you know my TikTok channel, that's almost exclusively what I draw, like animals, and that is an odd accident. I never intended to be drawing random animals every single day on TikTok. That just came about accidentally after everyone started suggesting what they wanted drawn, and happy to indulge them and happy for you guys to help me get over writer's block or artist block. Although I am getting back into it because I am running out of suggestions from my list. Maybe I should go back and read some more of the comments on the videos. But this week, we do have an excellent idea of the baby bear. Baby bear? Well, that's what we think. Baby turtle, who's a bear in his head, and he's sneaking up on his parents, and he's he's not mating. He's making a made-up costume that he's dressed up as. And it's very exciting. Kids do this, like, I don't know, do they? All the time? Yeah, I'm assuming so. I just wanted this to be a really cute, sweet comic, but also get in the kind of terrifying, the family's about to get mauled to death kind of vibe, which is always hilarious. And the thought of, your entire family getting eaten by a bear is super funny, right? I think that's hilarious, generally speaking. You do have those imaginations, right? When you're drawing these kind of things, of course, you want to get the different angles, because in this comic, the focus is more on getting different shots, getting different dramatic angles on this thing. So we've got the bear in the bushes peering out, and then we've got the back shot from the turtles from behind, and then we're just building up the suspense of what horrible thing is going to happen to them, and like, is this actually going to happen? The third last panel, I actually had a little bit of difficulty because I wanted the bear roaring up, but then I also needed the dad like reacting to it. But that kind of, it's hard to fit that in the one panel because that's two things that are looking kind of in opposite directions, and I sort of just Picasso'd that, cheated basically. So they wouldn't actually be facing in those directions, but who cares? You just want the reactions, and comics, you don't need to be completely perfect. So you move along, you accept that what might be there might not be perfectly accurate, whatever, just move along to the next panel. Thank you. The last panel, of course, we just reveal that the baby turtle is, in fact, not a bear. Shocking though that may be. I don't know why the turtles have that. The turtles all have a swirly pattern. Right at the beginning when I started drawing, you see there the original comic for the turtles. That was the very first Neverdot comic. One thing I absolutely did not want to get into doing was drawing that sort of turtle brick pattern that are on their shells. You typically see drawn cartoon turtles with this sort of, brick or whatever honeycomb shape pattern on their shells. And I did not want to. I knew I would have to be redrawing the shell pattern over and over and over again because these were going to be main characters for a while. So didn't want to be into drawing that pattern all the time because it's kind of precise, and when it's off, and getting it 3D is a bit tricky. So no, I'm just going to do a swirl, which is kind of neat because these are kind of like not necessarily earth turtles, so they can be a little bit different. And whatever, it gives them character. And we've seen in other comics that other turtles sometimes have different shapes to those spirals. Like there's some angular spiral ones. Maybe they're like a different race of turtles, like not different species, different race, just like humans have different races. Turtles might have different angles on their spirals to differentiate their turtle races. Didn't you ever wonder about that? Do animals on our planet have different perceived races, like deer? Are those like, oh, those are Western deer. They're a little bit more speckled or something than the ones around here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. And do they have accents? Do animals from different parts of the world have accents if they go switch to different parts of the world? If you take an Australian dog and bring it to Sweden, show it the same species of dog, will those two have different accents of barking? I'm genuinely curious. If anybody knows, comment in the comments below or bark in your accent, whichever one you want to do. I will accept both. At the end here, you finally get to see my leaf brush that I made myself without me splatting out the colors. I'm keeping the colors. That leaf brush actually has a bit of a drop shadow so that you get some depth when it's overlaid, and I always thought that would be an amazing idea. In practice, it just makes it, it doesn't look, it kind of looks good, but it also just looks like you're, whatever. It looks like what it is, which is you're spraying a bunch of leaf sprites on top of each other, which is for most of my art, I don't want that. So I haven't used it as I made it. I'm just using it for the silhouette most of the time, and it has performed amazingly well. And the bushes there in the second panel are also another brush that I made for one of my third book, I think, to do some alien landscape. So it provides a bit of the alien brush patterns. I don't know why it's sneaking in here. I'm just getting lazy. I should make a new brush. They are fun to do and not too difficult. You really, I've described it before. You just make multiple layers of each sort of shape of the thing, group them, and then make it into a stamp, animated stamp brush. There's tutorials for Krita online. You can look those up, and it just gives you a lot of flexibility. In the bushes one that I've got there, it also varies a bit, the value and I think the hue a little bit, so that each one that gets placed down is visibly different. So it doesn't all look like just green. Otherwise, I'm just getting the silhouette without getting any texture. And I even did that with some of the base brushes that come with Krita because I wanted texture, because I'm often drawing grass, dirt, and that stuff isn't all the same color. And I don't want to have to keep going back and forth with slightly different colors just to give it that texture. So I'll just have the brush, in this brush settings, vary the hue and value a little tiny bit, not a lot. I don't want it going all over the place, but just a tiny little bit. And it just saves you a lot of time, just a lot of time. For any textured stuff, it's a cheap way to get that kind of effect. So give it a look, check out your brush settings, and play around with them. But always don't lose the originals, that's important. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys later in December. Bye.